everybody, it's your boy DJ TV. We back again. It's episode 7 of the Break Bread podcast. Now, if you're new to the podcast, what we simply do is break bread on things happening in culture, in music, brands, and everything that's got to do with hip hop. So today's topic, I always get kind of asked why they always focus on these artists, but hey, who else is doing it bigger? So TouchMyBlood turned 1 last week, and I thought it would be interesting for us to break bread on TouchMyBlood. So TouchMyBlood is AKA's album, of course. The album has got so many milestones, from reaching the status the album reached, to the way in which AKA actually recorded the album. But I've got 5 things to break down on how TouchMyBlood actually reached the status it reached. Now, number 1 is the presence of the album. AKA marketed this album from the jump. Remember the billboards? The billboards were so huge, they were giving presence to the album. It made the album feel big. Wherever you drove on the highways, you could feel the impact of TouchMyBlood. And from an ad man, which is what I kind of do, the moment you have a billboard is the time you actually have that big presence, and you then tell people to buy a product or to buy a brand. So I think TouchMyBlood was rolled out in a brand kind of way, and AKA couldn't have done a more perfect deal with the kind of out-of-home space that he got, because everyone knew about the album, even people that didn't know AKA. And the call to action was simple: get the album on streaming platforms. That worked. That's number 1. Number 2, man, it has to be the TouchMyBlood challenge. I mean, at the time, AKA was kind of looking for artwork. I loved how he actually engaged people from the creative field, and anyone could actually have an opportunity to actually design the cover. Now, what this did is actually give people more of the album, more of the name, more of the talkability, and every time people were sharing their artwork, the album was kind of spreading as well. Spreading in terms of awareness. Simple tactic, it worked wonders. Number 3, I must say, it's the merchandising, the Pardon Me merchandising, with Cairo as well. This was dope because it gave the album as well another tangible benefit, something that talks to the music and fashion, and it did it in a very dope way. Now, the other one, number 4, one thing AKA does best than anyone in the game is snippets. I call him the snippet king. You know, I remember even on this platform, we were actually sharing the snippets of AKA as the album was coming about. So he was sharing snippets from the studio, on the road, playing the album with his mates, and we were kind of getting a taste of what the album was going to sound like. And obviously, when you're doing a taste kind of thing, the curiosity also increases. So AKA did this in a very perfect way, and I can't fault him, because I covered it, and I was actually saying that this is dope. This guy's understanding strategy and the way into actually releasing an album and music. Now, the 5th one has to be the rollout. In 2018, I stand to be corrected, but I didn't see a rollout as big as TouchMyBlood. TouchMyBlood had everything. TouchMyBlood had activations at Musica. TouchMyBlood had interviews. TouchMyBlood has 2 singles. Beyonce and Fella in Versace, those were singles that really carried the album for a whole year. And you can't fault our AKA's rollout strategy in marketing, in music. Something I think that has been lacking in the game. You know, these days we don't really see rollout marketing strategies when it comes to albums, but AKA did it best. His rollout of TouchMyBlood actually, I feel, gave him the reason why he's got the status the album has got today. So those are the things on breaking bread on AKA and TouchMyBlood, on how it got to the status it actually got to, by following 5 simple facts. I'm stuttering. The first fact has to be the rollout. It was everywhere. It was precise. It was dropped at the right time. Number 2 has to be the singles on the album. These singles carried the album and actually gave you more of a feel what it's about. Number 3, AKA is the snippet king. He snippeted you with the singles you needed to hear. Number 4 has to be the big outdoor feel with the billboards. Love that. Number 5 has to be the TouchMyBlood challenge, on how to actually engage fans, creating a crowd culture, and creating a noise for people ultimately to take part in the brand, take part in the experience, and ultimately crown one person to win, but at the same time people engaging with the album, something that you really find hard in musicians, because musicians these days will just release an album, but I think the engagement with fans is something that's really dope. So those are my 5 things. Let me know what you think. Touch My Blood, the reason it became big, or for these reasons, hit me up in the comment section, and don't forget to subscribe. It's your boy DJ Duda TM's playing. It's the Skinny Jeans TV, and we out.